Okay, hello everyone, Lance here, and welcome back to another video tutorial of Blender 2.8 Basics. And in this video we will have a look at the edit mode. And to learn about the edit mode, I think there is no better way than to actually model something. So in this video we will model a teapot, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. Hit A to select everything and then X on the keyboard and delete everything. Now we can hit Shift A to bring up the Add menu, and then under Mesh we can choose Cylinder. A new panel appears. This panel is the last activated command, and in this case it's the Add Cylinder command. So we can tweak the parameters for the Add Cylinder command. So I'm going to specify 16 vertices and leave everything as default. Okay, so now let's zoom in on our cylinder a little bit. This cylinder is going to be our body of the teapot. Okay, so to go to the edit mode, hit tab on the keyboard. Okay, to go out of the edit mode, hit tab again. Okay, so you can also use the menu up here. Here we can go to the edit mode. Okay. So this is the edit mode. You can manipulate individual components of the object similar to how you do with the entire object. Okay, for example, right click to select and then G to move, and hit Z to lock it along the Z-axis, or X to lock it along the X-axis, and so on. Everything you learned in the object mode can be reused here in the edit mode. Okay. So first let's hit A to select everything and then move it up by 1 meter. To do that we will hit G, Z and then 1 to bring it up along the Z-axis exactly 1 meter. Now the entire cylinder is sitting right on the ground plane. We need to bring the top part a little bit down because this is a little bit too high. So we are going to select the entire edge loop. To do that we first need to hit Alt A to deselect everything, and then we can use B to select the entire top, or we can hold down Alt and then right click on the edge to select the entire edge loop. Okay, so anyway, let's move this down along the Z-axis by I don't know, maybe that much. Maybe that much. Okay, so the next command that you will learn is the add loop cut. The hotkey for the command is Control R, and we place our cursor on an edge to add a loop cut perpendicular to that edge. Okay, so let's move it down here, and S to scale. Now we have something that looks like the teapot, but it's a little bit too edgy, so I'm going to add a few more loop cuts and tweak it until I'm happy with the result. So I'm going to add this loop cut and then S to scale it. Okay. So we're now going to make the bottom of the teapot. Hit Ctrl R again to add another loop cut, and then Alt right click on this edge to select the entire edge loop, and we will scale it in like so. Hold down Alt and right click on this edge to select the entire edge loop, and GZ to bring it up a little bit, and continue to add more loop cuts and then scale it. Next we are going to make this hollow part at the bottom of the teapot. Hold down Alt and right click on this edge to select the entire face. And now another command that you should know is the inset command. The hotkey is I. Alright, you hit I on the keyboard to inset the face. Okay, and now we have a slightly smaller face within the bottom of the teapot. Now another command is the extrude command. So we hit E to extrude and move your cursor up or down to extrude the face in or out. So in this case I'm going to extrude in a little bit, about that much, and maybe scale it a little bit. Okay, so that is the bottom of the teapot. Next, we are going to make the inside of the teapot. Alt right click on the top edge of the teapot. And now hit I to inset a little bit, and then E to extrude it in, and then I to inset a little bit more, and E to extrude it down a little more. And now hit 1 on the numpad to go to the front view, and then hit Z on the keyboard to turn on the wireframe mode, the see-through mode. Okay, so now we hit E again to extrude, but right click so that the face will stay exactly where it was. Okay, but now we can hit S to scale it a little bit. Now notice that we have an edge here. Okay, let's hit 1 again, 1 again to go back to the front view, and let's hit E to extrude down again. Okay, and S to scale, and then E to extrude, S to scale, E to extrude, and S to scale. Okay, I think this face is slightly out of position, so I'm going to move it up along the Z-axis a little bit, and then scale it again. Okay, I'm going to repeat this process until I'm happy with the bottom, the inside of the teapot. Okay, hit Z again to turn back the solid mode. Okay, so this is the body of the teapot. Next, we are going to make the lid of the teapot. To do that, first we select the entire bottom of the teapot by holding down Alt and then right click on the edge. And this time around, I'm not going to extrude anything, but I'm going to duplicate this face. So hit Shift D to duplicate, and then Z on the keyboard to lock it along the Z-axis. Okay, so let's go to the front view by hitting 1 on the numpad, and then Z to turn on the wireframe, and move down a little bit like so. And then we can scale this face up like so, and maybe move it down a little bit more and scale it up a little bit more like so. And now we can E to extrude it up, and then E again, but this time right click to leave the face right in its original position, and S to scale. Okay, and then we can E to extrude again and S to scale in. And we're going to repeat this process until we are happy with the lid. Okay, so that is the lid of our teapot. Next, we are going to make the handle and the tube of the teapot. Okay, so to do that, hit Tab again to go to the edit mode, and then Alt right click on this loop or any loop, and we are going to hit Shift D to leave it, and then right click to leave it in place, and hit 3 on the numpad to go to the right view. Notice that we are in the right view right now, and we are going to move the newly created loop here. Okay, so 3 again to go back to the right view, and then rotate it by 90 degree. Hit R and then 90 to rotate it 90 degree perpendicular to the view direction. Okay, and then hit 1 on the numpad to go to the front view, and we can see that this circle is facing to the front view. Okay, we are going to change this to make it into the profile of the handle. So to do that, first we scale it along the Z-axis like so, and then maybe move this down a little, and then scale these two and move down. Okay, that's stupid. Let's Control Z to undo that, and let's go ahead and leave it as is. So this will be the profile of the handle of the teapot. So hit 3 again to go to the right hand view, and we're going to place it inside the thickness of the teapot. Okay, let's double check everywhere so that to make sure that this loop is inside the thickness of the teapot. Okay, so we can now hit E to extrude this loop and go ahead and make ourselves the handle for the teapot. So this is the handle of the teapot. Okay. Okay, we have the handle for the teapot, and I think it's a little bit too small, so we are going to scale the entire handle a little bit. So to do that, select any vertex of the handle and then hit Ctrl L to grow that selection to the entire handle. Okay, and hit 3 to go to the side view and scale it up like so, and we are going to tweak this a little bit more to make it look nice and beautiful. Okay, so I think that's enough for the handle of the teapot. Let's go ahead and make the tube of the teapot. Okay, so we are going to duplicate this edge loop again. Okay, Alt right click on it and then Shift D to bring it here. Okay, and this time we are going to leave this as a circle, and let's place it here. Now maybe down here. Okay, make sure that it is within the thickness of the teapot. Okay, it is inside the thickness of the teapot. Now we can extrude it like so, and there we have it, the tube for the teapot. But right now the tube is very ugly from this side view, so from this view, and we are going to tweak that as well. Okay, SX to scale it along the x-axis so that it's looks nice from the front, and we are going to scale this along the x-axis as well. Maybe scale a little bit more, and I think that's it. Maybe I'll tweak this a little bit more. Now, one important thing that you have to remember is always go to the side view before you move these loops, because the move command, it moves things perpendicular to the view direction. So if you look at the loop from this angle and then you move it, it actually bends the tube a little bit like so. So let's Ctrl Z to undo that, and always go to the side view before moving things. Okay, I think that's it for the tube of the teapot. Okay, maybe tweak it a little bit more, and now I'm going to make the thickness for this tube. Okay, so E to extrude, but this time S to scale it in, and SX to scale it along the x-axis. Okay, and go back to the side view and then hit C, E to extrude it again, and scale it in like so. E to extrude again and rotate and scale up like so. Okay, I think we don't have to do any more for the thickness of the tube. So yeah, that's it. The teapot is now complete, and we can go ahead and hit tab again to go out of the edit mode. So that's it for this particular video, and in the next video we will take a look at the render engines of Blender and how to render this particular teapot. Okay, I'll see you next time.